Thanks for the support as a channel member, Emil Raider. Right, we had our practice run at the National League North. We've had our transfer window yesterday. Today we get started on what is going to be a promotion season. We're going to win the title this year. I've decided. That means we have to win both of these games, starting with old favourites Nuneaton. Hello and welcome to part 9 of Bourne Again. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have our first 2 games of the National League North season, away against Nuneaton and then at home against Scarborough. Since you were last with me, nothing's happened. Routine or what, Kev? Blimey. We did a transfer window. That's what it looked like. If you want to see more, go watch yesterday's video. The important headline is, we're not over our wage budget, which is very, very new for me. I hear this is how most people manage football clubs. Added to that, Samick Powell threw loads of money at us. When he first threw it, this was positive. How has it got to the point where we're going to lose £2 million over 3 years? What has happened there? Good job we've got Samick Powell throwing money at us. But this is the team for the new season. I'm not going to introduce them to you as we go because you met them all yesterday on today's episode. So you'll get to know them as the season goes on. We've got new boy Griffin in goal. A back four of Lazenby, Parsons, Wyatt from last. It's lovely having players left over from last season. Wyatt and Morton at the back. Brown and Jones, both veterans from last year in central midfield. Gibson, Clements. New captain Mariah Welsh on the right wing will eventually end up in the middle when new superstar Sati gets into the team. And then Smith, last season's top scorer, player of the year, signing of the season. Just last year's hero, Jaden Smith, starts the season up front. Has a little bit more competition up front this season. As you can see, in fact, that's left wing. I don't know why it's showing left wing. But as you can see, we have 4 strikers at the club who are all considered to be 3-star strikers. So Jaden Smith needs to start this season in the kind of form we know he's capable of. But we also know from last year that he's very capable of just dropping off the face of the earth form-wise for multiple matches in a row. And last year, that meant that he might just have to play out on the wing for a little bit. This year, it means he's out. If he doesn't play well, he's done. We get someone else in his place. So hopefully, having a little bit more competition around the place will keep him on his toes and lead to some better form. Plus, of course, he's another year older, a bit more experienced. If he's ever going to be a real, proper professional footballer, this is the season where he needs to turn it on and prove that that is in his future. And here is Smith trying to get something going on the right-hand side. We've got Gibson coming in off the left wing. Clements was hovering behind, but Brown collects it in midfield and plays it to Jones, who playing a lot deeper this season than he was last season. It's not necessarily a permanent switch. We've just got more options at attacking midfield now. So Jones has the opportunity to play in central midfield, which he is equally adept at as he is a central midfielder. Gibson across to Mariah Welsh, and it goes just over from his header. Good to see some attacking play from the wings. We've got Gibson in, who can play as a winger. He can play as an inside forward, but his best position is apparently as an inverted winger. It's something I've toyed with a little bit on FM20 so far, not used it a huge amount. If it doesn't work after a handful of games, then we might switch him to an inside forward. You all know how much I love an inside forward. But for now, let's see if we can get him working as an inverted winger. Here is Gibson. Cross comes over to Mariah Welsh, and he can't quite get onto the end of it, but gets the cross back in. Brown is there with a header that goes just over. We're playing well. Looking at those stats, we've had a good solid start. The one thing that might be a little bit worrying, again, we've already talked about Smith, is the fact that we've had 11 shots, but only 2 of them have been on target. To be fair to Smith, we've not created a clear-cut chance yet, and they're the sort of things that you'd expect him to be tucking away. There is Smith. I think he's hit the post there. It could have been a spectacular save. It was certainly a good opportunity. It's not been marked. It was marked as a half chance, which I think is fair. 2 half chances each now for each team. But we do need to push on and see if we can find a way through in this second half. I think we're going to passionately say we're not doing too badly. We're playing well. We just need a finish from somebody. It's certainly not the utterly pathetic performance we put in the playoff final in the last match that we saw, with very different players. Like I say, I think there's only 4 of them who've survived from that team, and rightly so, because it was a disgusting performance. One of the worst matches I've ever seen in Football Manager ever. Mariah Welsh plays it forward for Gibson, who's going to cut inside again, plays the ball into Smith, and Smith absolutely should be scoring there. I don't know how that's not gone down as a clear-cut chance. It was a beautiful pass right into his path, and he's just kicked it straight at the goalkeeper. We've got Kai Brown on the bench, who's one of our new strikers, and I think we might be seeing him before this match is done. We'll give Smith another 10 or 15 minutes to see if he's got a goal in him, because, you know, we've got to show him some faith from last year. Brown charging through. This is great from Brown, and he scores. I was expecting him to square that for Smith, but in the end, I think Brown's noticed the goalkeeper has come super wide. He's actually wider than this near poster. I'm not really sure what the goalkeeper is doing. And Brown has almost he's hit it at where the keeper should have been. And then it's somehow beaten the goalkeeper on his left-hand side, but still gone in at the near post. It's just some terrible positioning from their goalkeeper. And there is our breakthrough in a really, really weird way. Smith now got the chance to have a little bit of a run, instead decides to kick it into the back of the player in front of him. But Gibson, who's looked dangerous today, has the ball again on this left-hand side, plays it infield to Jones, back to Parsons, and there's Mariah Welsh, who's also looked dangerous. Both wingers are having positive starts to the club. Morton, the cross, Gibson's there, and Gibson has his first goal for the club. And I tell you what, I like this inverted winger stuff. He's cut inside and played some lovely passes. But now he's drifted infield and got on the end of a cross as well. And it's a very tidy finish from Joe Gibson. And I'm feeling positive about this season. Nuneaton away last year, I vaguely remember it being a little bit more challenging than this. I could be wrong. I'm sure the LOLLUJO historians down in the comments will tell me, actually, Kev, you beat them 4-0. It was really easy. But I don't remember stuffing them. I remember getting the shirt out and showing you that. And Brown has done very well again there. Plays it to Gibson. Back to Parsons, who played the ball forward looking for Smith, who actually has multiple options ahead of him. One of them is our left back, Lazenby, who has, he had men to aim for and instead just aimlessly hit it into a player. But that's much better this time. Morton collects into Mariah Welsh, who's hit the crossbar. And that's the second time I think we've hit it. There you go, confirmation. Second time we've hit the woodwork in this match. So that one in the first half was the post. I think that was from Smith, wasn't it? I think we are going to bring Kai Brown on. I just want to have a look at him. We're going to be doing this with a lot of our strikers. The unique thing about Brown, not necessarily unique, but the thing that makes him different to Smith is that he can play as a pressing forward, so might fit better into this Gagan pressing system that we use. We're also going to get Sati onto the pitch and just shuffle this whole midfield around a little bit to fit him in. Mariah Welsh, how are you going to fit into this midfield? Because you're supposed to be a midfielder. I think that's probably how it all fits together with Sati on that right-hand side. But this is our first chance to have a look at the man who is the bookies' favourite to be National League North Player of the Season this year. And me being me, I haven't played him on the first day of the season. To be fair, for fitness reasons. Jones has picked up a yellow card there. We'll bring Lott on for him and we'll push... I guess Brown can go in there. And then they can play that way around. What do you want to be? So you're an attacking Mazzala or a box-to-box midfielder. Well, we're playing you as the box-to-box midfielder. I want that to fill up a little bit more. You want to be there, don't you? So I guess we could drop him back. What do you want to be? This was the problem with Jago Lott last year. Because he wants to be a central midfielder on attack. I'm telling him to be an attacking midfielder on support. It's literally the same job. But now he's excellent at it. Just do that then. Do it that way. If that makes you happy, if that'll get a good performance out of you, do it like that. It is the same position. Munting, our former player, still in the Nuneaton team, I note as well, which is splendid stuff. But all in all, an excellent performance for the first day of the new season. Good win. Well done, gentlemen. Hopefully we can repeat that against Scarborough in our first home game and finish the first episode of the season top of the league. That would be lovely. Couple of changes then for the Scarborough game. Firstly, we do get Sati into the team, which moves Mariah Welsh back into the midfield alongside Brown. And we're giving Richard Randall his debut up front. Another different type of striker again. This one, a poacher. Let's see if he's any good. We have still got Smith down on the bench if we need him. In fact, what we are going to do, Kev in changing bench, shocker, but we don't need two centre-backs on the bench. That's crazy talk. What is Steve Lund? He's a right winger. Right. Well, in that case, we're going to get Callum Jones on the bench. Look at me, changing the bench. So I'll be not picking a goalkeeper on it next. What a world. Right. Let's get the team talk done. Finish off where you left off last time out. Start off where you left off last time out. We were very good in the last game. Do that again. That's what I'm trying to say. Do more good football, please. Very technical, complicated team talks. We've given away a penalty really early on there, I think. Morton, who had been very good in the last game, getting an assist for our second goal, has given away a penalty early on. And this is our first proper look at Griffin, and he's saved the penalty. We've got a new hero. Clint who? Exactly. Clint who? Smythe for them, taking a corner. Brown heads clear. I'm assuming we've signed another Brown because Zach Brown's had his Z for both of these first two matches, even though brother Billy has gone back to Coventry. So is it us who's got another Brown, or does every team we play against have a Brown? What other Brown have we got? We're looking for Brown, everybody. We're going to check the benches in a minute because there doesn't seem to be any other Browns on the pitch. Griffin with the ball forward. Ends up with Mariah Welsh in midfield. Our first proper look at our new captain playing central midfield from the start anyway. He obviously finished the last match there. All eyes are on Sati today, though. That's who I'm expecting a big performance from. It falls to Clements, and Clements should have finished that. It was a fortuitous opportunity, but you got to expect a little bit more from our attacking midfielder finishing wise if he does find himself in situations like that. Here is Sati, all eyes on him. Gibson receives the ball from him, back to Parsons. That was Sati a minute ago. How did they manage that? Parsons, our centre-back, again, trying to overlap. Does he think he plays for Sheffield United or something? Look at Kev, actual football knowledge from only 6 to 9 months ago. Do they do that in the Premier League? I don't know. I know that was all the fuss when they got promoted. Gibson gets the ball again. Fortuitous opportunity. We've been gifted 2 good chances early on, and we've messed them both up. Maybe this isn't the... that's not our team. Maybe this isn't the correct combination for a front four. We're going to keep experimenting with that until we find the 4 that is going to lead us to the promised land of the National League. Mariah Welsh heads forward to Gibson, who has looked very good. That's a beautiful pass to Sati, and Sati should have finished that. I expect more from him there. Right, continue looking for Browns. There's no Browns in our team. There's no Browns in their team. Why has he got his Z? Is he just wearing the same shirt that got made up last season when Billy was still here? I don't understand why he's got his Z. Right, passionately. Time for everybody to dig in and do football, please. That's the plan. We are the better team. We've just been, once again, very wasteful in front of goal. It is the story of the last year at Bourne. It never used to be this way, back when we could overpower everyone. Brown is in again, though, and for the second game in a row, Zach Brown grabs the opening goal, and it is a very tidy finish this time. None of the random nonsense that happened in the last match. Just a good finish. From a one-on-one, I might add. Gibson, again involved. Ball over the top. Brown, lovely run through from midfield. Runs past Randall, who just didn't seem to be aware there was an attack going on, which is a little bit alarming for one of our new star signing strikers, but I'm not going to get too down about it. Mariah Welsh has picked the ball up here. Not really sure why he was stood on the left wing, but Sati has just scored the goal of the season in the second match. That is, you saw him just getting ready for that as the ball was crossed. That was insane. Mariah Welsh, watch the cross. Sati's ready to hit it there. What a goal. He's done nothing else, but if he's got that in his locker, what else does he need to do? Because that was ridiculous. Sati, again, hopefully that's going to give him confidence now to go on and just be the player we all hope he's going to be. I need to get that boy a new contract off the back of that goal, and I will absolutely be trying to do that after this match. Give him 5 years. We'll make money out of him. Heck, what a goal. Parsons dilly-dallied a little bit, and he's given the ball away, but Griffin, once again, demonstrating that he is a safe pair of hands for us at the back. Maybe we have our goalkeeper. We better do, because the backup is a youngster on loan from Cambridge who is here just to sit on a bench. I don't want him to ever have to play. Right, we're going to shuffle things around again in the attack. Still searching for what our combination is going to be. If I was Steve Lund, knowing that I was a right winger, I would probably just pack my stuff up and go home and just take my £230 a week for the next year, knowing that unless Sati gets injured or sold, there is no chance of me getting in the team. Mariah Welsh as well. You better get good at playing in the centre of midfield quick, because you ain't getting back in the team on the wing, are you? Are we all aware of what's just happened? Right, final change. I do kind of want to get Lund on, because Sati is recovering from an injury. So let's get him on. And Lund, oh, he's an inside forward. That changes everything. Get an inside forward on that right-hand side. We're going to drop a little bit of praise as well, because we were poor in the first half, but we've been really good in the second half. 2 moments of genius from 2 players. That's not fair. That's not fair on Gibson to say 2 moments of genius, unless you're calling his pass for the Brown goal one of the moments, which I guess you could argue it was. But we've got 4 or 5 minutes left. It would be nice to grab a third goal. It would be nice to have a striker score. Lund is in here, though. He's hit the crossbar. That was a lovely move again. And we've got too many good wingers. We've gone from not having enough to having far too many of them. And we were playing a striker on the right wing all year last year because we didn't have a right winger. Now all of a sudden we've got about 4 who could do a very good job out there for us. We didn't need Marcus Hull. We're better off without him. Lund does score now. Forget this going home and giving up. He's decided to fight for his place, and he's got the goal that has put us to the top of the league on goal difference towards the end of this episode. So he's officially the hero of the episode. And to be fair, if we hadn't have seen such an absolute screamer from Sati, I'd be raving about how good that finish was, because he has hit that very nicely. And here is Lund again. If he scores here, what on earth am I supposed to do for the next match? He's looked far more dangerous than Sati did since he's been on the pitch. But Sati did what he did. We might have to play them both and just figure out, maybe let's not have a striker. Just 2 right wingers, a left winger, an attacking midfielder, no striker. I think that's reasonable. That was another excellent performance. Things are looking good for this season, boys and girls. We will go and get some games under our belt. This is, for those of you who've watched the Road to Glories in the past, whenever we do have a season where we're stuck in the same league for 2 years in a row, we do tend to try and race through it a little bit quicker. So we'll be back somewhere sort of mid-September. I normally wait about 6 games. We might try and get a couple more under our belt, unless something super interesting happens, especially if we're winning all the matches. We want to push on to the next stage of the save. So we'll be back tomorrow with, hopefully, more wonder goals. Oh, in fact, before we do anything, can we offer this man a new contract yet? I will be doing that after every match. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.